Hello, and welcome to Double Pisces Tarot Podcasts. So, it has been a while since I have done a podcast for the community, but this one has been on my mind for a long time. Okay, so this podcast is about narcissism. I have dealt with narcissists in my life. I'm sure whoever's listening to this podcast has dealt with narcissists in their life narcissism, narcissists, that word, it gets thrown backwards and forwards all over the internet. Okay, so we're going to go through all these notes that I have wrote down for this podcast. Narcissist, the meaning of narcissism is narcissist personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. So you may have dealt with somebody or more than one person in your lifetime here that has this condition, or you may feel like this person has a condition like this. You know, they may not even know that they have this condition, okay? Normally there is treatment and you can get professional help for narcissist personality disorder. Okay, so the behaviors that come with narcissist personality disorder, an inflated sense of self-importance, strong needs for admiration, a strong need for admiration, lack of empathy for others, may exhibit traits like entitlement, arrogance, and manipulative behavior. So, someone that needs to be feeling important. So, if someone is needing to be feeling important, they're obviously not really being important in their own life, so they're wanting to grab at it somewhere else, and they're looking for it. So they're looking for some type of attention. So this person may have not had much attention in their life. Okay, they may be someone that has low self-esteem, but we will keep going through my notes for this. I'm not sure how long this podcast is going to go for. I'm just going for it. So the reasons why they do this. It doesn't always mean that there is a past trauma, okay? These people are people that receive extreme praise, okay? So they could be someone that's really, they might have a skill. These people, they come into your life. You're not trying to attract some narcissist. You're obviously attracted to them for a reason, and you choose to, attach to this person. So they do have, some type of trait that stands out from the crowd, but they do have this mask that they wear. Okay, so they live in nice conditions also. They aren't people that come from a really, really bad place. Some of them might. They live in nice conditions and show outstanding characteristics. A combination of narcissistic traits plus being used as an object for satisfaction of others could be a reason why they turn into this narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, it's a combination of their personality plus something happening to them in their life, equaling them needing some type of attention. Okay, so it's like a cry. It's a little bit like a cry for help, really. So, a combination of narcissistic traits plus being used as an object for satisfaction of others. They are raised or live amongst people that disregard the needs of those that are less than them and feel entitled to break the law. Okay, so they might not break the law, but these people that are around them, or the people that have been in their life for a while, that show this person the way, it could be their parents or something like that, has shown this person a behavior about there's different categories of people disregarding other people's feelings and who they are to get something out that they want. Okay, so I feel like this person sees this as some type of what life is supposed to be like in the future. When you're a child and you're growing up and stuff, your parents and that are like a vision of what life should be like, okay? And this person's looking up to those people, whether they're parents or grandparents or whoever's around them that are showing them the way, but they're showing them the wrong characteristics, but they're feeling like that's how it's supposed to be. Also, these people that they live with could have treated them like that. That could be a past trauma. They could be getting some type of trauma out of it, that these people that are narcissists in their life are treating them this way. Okay, so they're just familiar with that type of way. Okay, so yeah, I just put another note here where it says, in a way, they don't know any different, okay? They just feel like that's the right way to go, okay? So they are someone that, has been showed the wrong way also, or, their feelings are in there too. So a lot of emotional, mental mixing. Okay, so I put some notes here of who they like to sort of prey on, but it's not really that they're preying, they're not predators, they're just trying to feel good about themselves. Actually writing these notes about, narcissist personality disorder, you do see things a lot differently, like on their side of what they are going through too. So their life is hard too, or they've been through something hard, or they're going through something hard that they need to overcome also. But they're pushing it out. I don't feel like, these narcissists don't see that they are the problem, okay? And that's the first step to a solution, is to acknowledge that you are the problem. Narcissists are very self-centered, so they're not going to be thinking that they are the problem. They are never the problem. It's always somebody else. If something doesn't go right, it's because of somebody else. It's not because of them. So yes, so don't always think of them as predators also. They are just trying to feel good about themselves. They're not trying to go out and find you and manipulate you. They don't know any different, okay? They're just going out to feel good, just like anybody. So I wrote some notes here about the type of people that narcissists like to go for. Okay, so narcissists like people who boost their self-esteem. So people that love to praise people that are loving. So if you're a loving type of person, if you're someone that gets into a relationship that's like, when you're in a relationship, you're like all heart eyes over this person. You're like, they are so amazing. They are. And of course you're going to be feeling like that. And this person, whoever this narcissist that you are, connecting with, that's what they want. They see that you are this type of person. You're loving, you're caring, you're understanding. You may not have many boundaries either. Okay, you may show a lot of love and no boundaries. Okay, no wrong. So where am I up to? Narcissists like people who boost their self-esteem. No matter how confident they are wearing a public mask. So you may think this person's amazing. As I said, these people have really strong characteristics that make them stand out from the crowd. You know, they are people that are hustling too. They're trying to make a living. There's narcissists everywhere in the world, okay? So they're trying to make themselves feel good. And they may look out to the world on social media, to the public, to the community, that they are this amazing person, okay? That I am amazing and I can do this and I can do that and look at me and my life is great. But really, it's just a public mask, and it's a mask that they wear to everybody in their world, not, you know, just you. There's other people, you know, there's all their close members, because if they're wearing a mask to you, they've got to wear that mask that they wear with you to the other people. So they're wearing a mask, they're lying to these other people about what's going on between you and them, to get their way, to get that praise that they like. So they like to choose somebody that also values words over action. Okay, so someone that values words over action, like if you live at a distance from somebody, valuing words over action is probably an easy way to get what you want. But if you actually live close to somebody, like, you know, in the same suburb or something like that, there's more action that will be taking place. But if there is distance, so I feel narcissists could also prey on long distance relationships, social media, the internet, okay? Because there's this distance factor where you cannot see their truth. Okay, you cannot get to their truth. There's something in between you and them, and there's distance. So they can wear that public mask to you. Okay, somewhere where you're not close. There's something in between you and them. So I feel like even when they choose you, there's something in the middle of you and them that cannot get you closer. Okay, so they also value or choose people that are very empathetic, so very kind and understanding, someone that listens, someone that's always going to be there, someone that helps people. So, you know, they say narcissists also prey on the spiritual people, because the spiritual people are very empathetic, but the spiritual people are on a journey too. So some of them haven't actually, you know, completed their journey. You know, the journey of spirituality lasts a lifetime, you know, it's never ending. And they're preying on these people that maybe have just started spirituality, maybe are in the process, because people that are into spirituality are into improving their lives. Okay, so they've been somebody, they know that this is someone that has had something that they want to change in their life. They also like to choose people pleasers, so people that will try their hardest to keep the peace, okay? People that don't like confrontation, people that just want to make people happy. You know, I was a bit of a people pleaser a couple of years ago. I feel like I've grown out of that. It's part of a process, you know, like I feel like society makes you feel that type of way or put you in that frame of mind of being a people pleaser. Like society is crazy. I feel like they want you to enjoy being around people that are negative, like, and trying to work out things. But in spirituality, things that aren't meant for you, you know, ain't gonna stick, and you don't even need that in your life. And the majority of spirituality is like you're pretty much walking alone. You're not walking with nobody. You're walking alone, okay? Because everybody is out to fend for themselves. Okay, so in the end, with spirituality, like, I'm not at the end, obviously, but there is a process here about people pleasing, about closing the door to that, closing the door to people pleasing, and it is part of your journey, okay? Also, these narcissists like to prey on like conflict avoidant personality, so that is part of the people pleaser type of thing there. People that don't want conflict, people that want to avoid the conflict, people that avoid conflict. An example is you say one thing, you want to do one thing, they want to do another thing, and then you just change your mind because you don't want them to be annoyed, okay? So you just do what they want. To avoid a conflict, to avoid anything escalating. Okay, so you end up doing what they want. It's like a people-pleasing thing again. Also, people that have romantic personalities. So people that are into love, people that want love, people that are looking for love, people that are desperate for love also. People that haven't had love in their life for a long time, people that are just wanting love bad, okay, and will do anything they can for the love or the attention. They prey on these type of people. It's all about attention, okay? It's all about attention with these people. I wanted to go through my experience also while I'm doing this podcast. I had a friend, okay, which is not my friend anymore, okay, and it took me a long time I've only just really closed the door on this person. It's taken like 5 years, surprisingly, to push this person out of my life because I am on a spiritual journey. I feel like this person is somebody that preyed on me, okay? I feel like I wanted a friend, okay? I wanted someone there. And this person, like, obviously, I'm not going to say who they are, what their name is, or anything like that. But this person was someone that was there for me. They were a friend, and I think I needed a friend, so I was out looking for it. So if you're out looking for something, this person sees it, and they're like, yep, I'm going to take it. And you know, they are good people. You know, you see the good in these people, but you also, you know, at first you don't see the bad. But it doesn't take long, okay? It doesn't take long at all for it to start coming out, or the red flags start coming out, okay? Because with this friend, you know, everything was fine. We caught up, we hung out, everything was sweet. But it's funny when this is somebody that lives at a distance from me, and we had a really good connection. Like this person is somebody that would listen to me. I would listen to them. Well, I would try to listen to them. They were somebody that did not give me much information about their life. They didn't want to tell me much, but I was there for them because they were there for me, okay? And so we hung out a few times. Through the hangouts, there's red flags, okay? This person's personality is a little bit weird, okay? But everyone's different, and you're like, everyone's different, okay? Some people are going to be different. Some people have had hard lives, and you can tell by talking to some people and their personalities that who they are and what they've sort of been through in their life. And I don't know, this person gave a lot of red flags when it comes to friendship. Somebody that I didn't pay attention to the red flags, and I didn't for a long time because I looked at this as someone that was like family, someone that was close to me. But in the end, all they wanted was attention. They wanted to manipulate the situation. They wanted me to act the way they wanted me to act. If I wanted to catch up, I had to act a certain way until the catch up, and then on the day of the catch up, they would cancel the catch up and tell me that they had other plans with other people. So it was sort of like putting you into a place of where you fit in their life. So it was like it's a mental game that they play. Like, they want you to make them very important in your life, to be someone that's up there in your life, someone that's very important, and they act a certain way. Well, they leave, they leave space, which gives red flags, okay? They leave space. They don't tell you everything. Everything is not real, okay? Because you don't see everything. And then, they slap you in the face with something because they're choosing to do something else, and then they give you a reason as to why they aren't seeing you or hanging out with you, because this other thing is more important. Okay, so that it shows you where you sit with them. Okay, so it's like a control thing. Like, yes, I'm important to you, but you're not important to me. There's other people that are important. You can sit and wait, and you can sit and wait till I'm ready, and you can act the way I want you to act until I'm ready to see you. And if you act a different way, and if you retaliate and get upset about us not catching up, then I will punish you. Okay? And they normally do. You end up getting upset because it's a continuous cycle. It's a continuous cycle of control. They do the same thing. You do as you're told, then you try again. It's the same thing again. It's a continuous cycle of wanting attention from you, putting them up on this big pedestal, sucking up their butt to catch up. But it shouldn't be like that. Friendship is not like that at all. Friendships, relationships, family, any type of relationship that you have, it shouldn't be one-sided, okay? And I was stuck in this continuous cycle with this person because I felt for them, and I'm like, they've been through some type of trauma in their life. I want to help them. I am someone that's a bit of a people pleaser. I also you look back at the good things. You look back at the good things that they gave you. Like, oh, I don't really want to push this person out of my life because they're there for me and they listen to me and they do have good characteristics. But you do need to weigh up the pros and the cons with anybody in your life, okay? What are they bringing you and what are they not bringing you, okay? And if the pros and cons, if the cons weigh up more than the pros, you need to look at the situation. You need to put your foot down, set some boundaries. But, it took me 5 years to close the cycles out with this person, seeing who they truly are, seeing now that nothing is going to change with that person. Like, I did care for them, but eventually now I don't. Like, you look back at how long you've been friends with them, and it's part of, I feel, how society has brainwashed us to be, that you need to keep working on these things with these people in your life that care about you. And if you care about them, you put in the effort. But if they're not putting in the work, like, you shouldn't be there anymore. Okay, it needs to be cut out. And it's part of the cycle also of feeling alone. So when you close the cycle out, you could say it's over. And then, weeks, months, you're alone, you're feeling lonely, someone that has low self-esteem, they need attachment, then you go back again. So it's just like this continuous cycle. So it's part of, even though you do have these narcissists in your life, you do have to be someone that's working on yourself also. It's not just their issue, it's your issue, because you are allowing this person to do this. Okay? So a lot of other people could probably see it on the outside, but you can't, because you've got this attachment to this person. And I did too. Like, as I said, I cared for this person like they were family. No, I'm a Pisces. So I have a lot of emotions. But I realized that my whole life I've actually been someone that's been a people pleaser. So not only, am I looking bad at these people, I'm looking bad at myself. I'm being humbled by what I need to do to work on myself to stop me from letting these people into my life, okay? Because you're wanting a friend, or you're wanting somebody to be there, or you're wanting love, or you know what I mean? Like, it's an attachment. You're looking for something, and, they see that. But I feel like working on self and growing self and setting boundaries is the way to start moving on from these personalities or these people, and changing your life and changing the people that are around you, who's around you, and if they're positive people or negative. Once you close the cycles and I feel start working on yourself, it's easy to spot these type of people, and it's easy to spot people that aren't like that. Like, you can see the difference in what you should be looking for and what you shouldn't be looking for in friendship, in relationships, whatever you're looking for in life. Okay, so I'm not friends with this person anymore, and I don't plan to be. I don't plan to be looking back in life. I tried my hardest to be a friend to this person for 5 years. It did not work out. They just tried to control me. Okay, so I'm leaving. And life hasn't been, I haven't looked back. I love life. And I'm starting to realize the right types of personalities that are meant to be around me. And I can spot people in my life that do have that narcissistic personality. Okay, so my experience is done. So we're going to talk about how to deal with narcissists. So setting clear boundaries. So if you have to deal with this person, you can't just push this person out of your life. You could have children with them. They could be a parent, whatever. Whatever your circumstance is, setting clear boundaries, even if it's not like actually physically telling this person, like, this is how it is, this is how it's going to be. It's setting boundaries within yourself, maybe writing these boundaries down for you to go over in the future. You don't even need to write them down. It's nice just to even just think about it, because they do stay like in a note in your head. Okay, so practicing emotional detachment. So practicing letting go. It is hard to let go. Seriously, I'm someone that I cannot let go. I do have attachment issues, or I did have attachment issues that I am getting through. Okay, and I feel everybody has attachment issues to some extent. Some people, though, realize that you shouldn't hold on to something that's not meant to be. Okay, part of life and part of spirituality is going with the flow of life. So if something bad happens, it's just like, oh well, that happened. I take that lesson and I move forwards. Okay, I move forwards with that as just another lesson in my life. So yes, practicing emotional detachment and seeking support. So seeking support, whether that is from other friends, family, loved ones, counselors, therapists, hotlines, whatever way, Google, YouTube, so many, because you've got Educate Yourself Next, so many ways of seeking some type of support, okay? I watch a lot of videos about self-help on YouTube about narcissists. One of my favorite channels that I follow on YouTube is called NarcCon. Okay, but you can just write narcissist in YouTube, and the amount of videos on what you want to look for, how to detach, how to spot signs, how they hoover. There's so many different videos, and you can be very educated on these people, on who they are, and how to not, how to deal with them. Build self-esteem, okay? Build self-esteem. Do that by seeing that you are amazing, and you are. Every single person in this world is amazing, and everyone is their own self. Everyone has their own talent. Look at what you're doing. Be creative. Do something you enjoy. When you do something you enjoy or something that you're good at, it does, bring up your self-esteem. Like, yes, I am good. I'm not a bad person. Watch self-help videos. There's so many ways to build your self-esteem, and to know that you are better than what you were stuck in, okay? You need to remember that you are better than what you were stuck in. There's so much more out there. There's other fish in the sea. There's plenty of other people to be friends with. There's 8 billion people, over 8 billion people in the world. So, there's a lot to go through, okay? Advocate for yourself. Speak up for you, okay? So speak up for you. Stand up for yourself. Have a voice. Say how you feel. No one controls you, okay? If someone wants you to act a certain way and you don't act that way and they get upset, then, well, so be it. You are you. No one can control you. People that are trying to control you aren't people that are meant to be in your life. Okay, people that love you for who you are. You are you, and they love you for that, okay? If you're a big dorkist, if you like playing computer games all the time, if you're a big nerd, you like Pokemon or whatever, whoever is in your life, your friends, your family, they love you for who you are. They're not controlling you like you can't be this way, you can't be that way. They love you for who you are, and you should have those type of people around you, okay? Enforce clear and consistent boundaries, okay? So always speak up for yourself. Always say how you feel. Always say what you want. If someone doesn't live to a standard, you know what to do next, okay? Am I ready to keep going and fighting for this, or it's not worth it? I need to move on. Is it going to change? No, it's not. I'm moving on. Insist on immediate action, not promises. So if you're going to be keeping this person in your life, sorry, my dog is barking. I don't know what at. Probably just somebody walking past. Insist on immediate action. So as I was saying, if you have to have this person in your life still, for children or whatever, or if you want this person, I don't know, if you're going to do another cycle with this person, immediate action, no promises, okay? Immediate action. If there's no immediate action, you need to now look at the steps of, is it right to stay here, or is it time for me to go? Okay, understand the narcissist may need professional help. So understand that they may need professional help, and you may feel that already. You may feel like you want to help or fix this person, okay? But this is something bigger than you. This person needs to fix themselves, and, they do have treatments for this, okay? Recognize when you need help. So if you need help getting out of a situation, talk to somebody. There's helplines that are for free. There's also help online. There's your friends, family. There's so many people. There's videos, everything. Okay, so recognize when you need help. Okay, you may just need someone to talk to and be like, you know, I really care about this person, and they mean a lot to me, and I want to be there for them, but is it right that they treat me this way? And, getting other people's opinions gives you more of a reality also on how people are supposed to treat you, because you're stuck in this system or situation where you're just used to what they're doing and you think it's normal. So recognize when you need help, understand when it's time to move on. So understand when it's time to move on, to close the door, because the cycle just keeps going on and on and on. And as I said from experience, like I had that person, I tried to become closer friends with this person because I cared about them, and our friendship is a friendship that like I really cared about, and you could be yourself with them, but you look back at those points on you couldn't be your full self. Okay, they were there for the good moments there, but the majority of the time it's bad moments. Okay, and you need to figure out when you need to walk away, when it's time to move on. Okay, so I'm going to do the conclusion now. It has been going for a long time. I've been doing 36 minutes here. Okay, you cannot fix or help them. Understand it's out of your control. Setting boundaries with yourself and what you tolerate, okay, what you want to tolerate in your life, and what you, if after this you need to set boundaries, okay. Most important, it is to recognize when you need help, okay, when you need help, because this is all about you. This is not about them. You need to get yourself out of the situation. If this is something that's not improving, it's not improving your life, it's not improving your mental health, you need to know when you need help and when it's time to go. It's always a continuous cycle of going back because of loneliness, attachment, feeling alone. You're lonely, so you're going back to something that's familiar, okay? But there's so much more out there. And what you deserve's out there. So if you're putting out into the world what you want, okay, and you're actually working for that, it's going to come back to you, okay? But you do need to set those boundaries up with these people in your life, whether they are friends, family, or lovers. A lot of people do deal with lovers that are very controlling like this. But remember that this is not you. This has got nothing to do with you. You done nothing wrong, okay? You are a good person, okay? And this person sees that you are a good person. It's just that there are some things in your life that you need to improve. So I feel like having these people come into your life puts a highlight on things you need to work on. So, the next cycle with somebody else isn't going to be the same. Okay, so I am going to finish off that podcast. Hopefully that made sense to everybody. It's all about setting boundaries, okay, with yourself and what you deserve in your life, what you want in your life. You need to know that you do not need to be holding on to somebody, no matter who they are. Okay, no attachment to nothing, because things come and go in your life. You have no control over others, only yourself. Okay, so you might as well work on yourself so you can bring in what you deserve. And I also feel when it comes to commitments or people in your life, you are bringing in friendships and relationships that are mirroring you. Okay, so as I said, whoever this is that's coming into your life is mirroring something that you need to work on also. So as I said, these narcissists come into your life, and it makes you realize that you need to work on yourself also, not just this person, but it shines a light on things that you need to work on. So I'm going to leave it there. My lovely people, thank you so much for being here and supporting my podcast. I'm excited. Miss Lisa from Pisces Studio on YouTube, she is going to start a podcast, and I'm excited. I'm so excited because I listen to her every day. She is so real, and I feel like she is somebody that helps you bring your self-esteem, rises your self-esteem. Okay, she's someone, like, I love her. She's so real. She's someone that stands up for herself, setting boundaries. So I'm excited to hear her podcast when it comes out. It's going to be about anything. It's not going to be just about, she said, tarot. It's not going to be about tarot. It's going to be whatever she wants. And I feel that's what my podcast is like too. Mine is more like I want to be like helping people with my podcast, and obviously Miss Lisa is too, because everyone loves listening to what she's got to say. I love listening to what she's got to say. She makes me laugh all the time too. It's so funny, and I'm hoping to do a podcast with her. So I can't wait to catch up. If she's listening to this, Miss Lisa, yes, I will be emailing you about connecting with a podcast, but I feel her podcast and my podcast are going to help people reach their highest potential. Like, she is someone that inspires people, and so am I. Like, I want people to be their best selves, and so does she, but yeah, if you don't listen to her on YouTube and you're a Pisces, you need to listen to her because she rocks. Okay, but I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for being here and supporting my podcast. I wish you all the best in your future. Set those boundaries. Know that you're amazing, and know that, you are okay alone. You are okay by yourself. You do not need negative people that are going to put you down, people that are going to put you into a box that they want you to sit in. They're not who should be in your life, and it's all about working on self too, so having the boundaries. But yes, I'm going to leave. I love you all so much, and we will talk soon. Bye.